Welcome to another episode of Trip, and this week we're in the Fiji Islands. There's over 333. We're only going to cover a few, but you're not going to want to miss it. I'm your host, Cliff Curry. Stick around. Our plane leaves from Los Angeles, California, and takes a 10-hour flight into the South Pacific, just about 2,000 miles off the Australian coast, and about 5,500 miles from the United States. We'll be landing on the main island of Viti Levu, in the city of Nadi. Nadi is the second largest city in Fiji, with Suva being the first. One of the most important things to note about Fiji is once you're out of the airport, you're now on Fiji time. People do things at their own pace and very relaxed. You'll never see anybody hustling to get anything done. It takes a few days to get used to, but once you do, it's really nice. Here's a saying you're likely to hear when you're in Fiji. When in Fiji, slow and easy. That's exactly what it is. We're taking a very long and relaxed car ride to the Coral Coast on the other side of the island, where I'll be taking some dive lessons.
Do a dive called Casbah where we're going to start off here. We go around the corner along the edge. It's called Casbah because it's like a market inside all the fishes and the top of the coral. There's some fish in there.
Diving in Fiji is like no other experience you'll ever have. The water is unbelievably clear and just full of life. 90% of the economy in Fiji is tourism, so the Fijians take great pride in preserving the coral reefs and the life around them. The coral is in danger of being killed off. Corporate logging has caused topsoil to flow into the rivers, which ends up on the coral and kills it. Fijians are trying to stop this. This is where they get their food.
Wow, now I know why Fiji is one of the top 10 dive spots in the world. Well, with all that diving, I've worked up a hunger and a thirst, and we've just been invited to a kava ceremony at a remote tribal village about 40 minutes upriver, only accessible by boat.
Now in the village of Nuku Sari. I think I have that right. I'm never good at these names. We're going to check out the village here. They welcomed us. It's always traditional to take off your hat and your glasses unless you're the chief. Let's go check it out. I really didn't know what to expect. There were guys standing at the pathway with axes, and this having been a cannibalistic culture at one time, that goes through your mind, even though you know they mean no harm.
So things to observe in the village, ladies and gentlemen. Do not wear hats in the village. There's no wearing of sunglasses inside the house. Do not touch people on the head. Fijian custom, it's an insult.
Okay, things to remember. No hats, no sunglasses, and no touching on the head. This guy's got an axe and I don't.
Kava comes from a kava plant, but according to scientists, they classified kava as a narcotic.
Okay, I'm not real sure what he's saying, but I think he's saying, welcome friends, let's drink. I had heard horror stories about kava and how it tasted like dirty sock water. But it's considered rude if you don't drink at all. And I don't exactly want to piss off two guys with axes. Hands up. So yes, in fact, it does taste like sock water. And right after you get done getting your buzz, they scare the crap out of you with a dance. We were just trying to leave the village. As you can see, weather is not permitting. And there's some discussion about whether it would be safe to get on the river right now. So we'll see what happens. But the overall activities were great, a lot of fun, and the people couldn't be kinder. With the rain pouring down outside, I got to spend about another hour with the villagers. I turned off the camera so they would relax and hang out with me. And I got to talk to a few guys that were around my age. They were just as curious about our culture as I was about theirs. And I think if I learned anything, the differences between us were only made by distance. We really are all the same people. We're heading back to the Coral Coast. We're going to jump on a charter ship and take a trip out to a few of the smaller islands to see what small island life is really like. I'd heard about these places and seen them on postcards, and I truly didn't think such beauty could exist. I was about to be surprised. By boat, we travel about an hour west. The journey is beautiful, but when we arrive at the island, the people are even better. The welcome is warm and genuine. By the next morning, I'm up early and soaking in the rays. I feel like I'm the only person on Earth right now, and there's not a sound to be had other than the water lapping the beaches. Here are a couple of the locals carpooling to work. They generally work at resorts on the small islands, and they're always happy to see you. Their hospitality is genuine. By mid-afternoon, I take to kayak. I had heard that kayaking is one of the best ways to see Fiji. Best thing about low tide and a kayak is that you can see coral that you usually would have to dive to see. This is really cool. Check this out. Well, we're just about out of time, and that concludes this episode of Trip. We love Fiji, and if there's one thing I'll take away and remember the most, it's got to be the people. They are the friendliest I've ever met. Well, we're going to jump on a boat, head on out of here, and stay tuned for the next episode of Trip. We'll be heading to Europe. Damn it, your hand signal screwed me up.
Well, you have to stay there, or else you're going to get your head right on the top.
Right here last time.
Pretty thirsty. We've just been invited to a village in a remote part of the main island. We're going to travel upriver by boat. Obviously, we're going by boat.